In the community of practice today, we're talking about negotiation and consent with young people. Today's workshop has got a very practical focus to it in that we're covering legal issues about legalities to do with sexting and consent. We're talking about these in terms of what it means for us as practitioners, teachers, educators, and how do we communicate about the law to young people in a way that's meaningful to them. It's very clear that young people have very different values to a lot of us who grew up in a time when using mobile phones wasn't as common as it is now. So what we might see as confronting and potentially at risk for the young person, young people simply don't see it in the same way. Moira's Sex and Ethics framework has been really useful in this regard because it gives us another language that we can use to talk to young people about what it might mean to care about yourself, care about another person in an encounter, to negotiate. So specifically we've talked about negotiating consent, and that might be around sending photographs or showing those to other people, and then to reflect on what happened. Would we do things differently next time?
I think certainly working with students one-on-one when they come to me and are distressed because they know that an image of them has, been sent around to other people in the school. I guess it certainly helps me to understand the legalities and to let them know of legal issues around that situation.
We've had new people in the community of practice today, particularly wellbeing teachers from schools.
Sometimes young people have different values than what I have, and so to be able to work with that and not to expect young people to have the same values as me, but to work with that and to teach them how to, or to try to show them how they can build healthy relationships and how to negotiate consent within relationships so that they are ultimately empowered and that they are ultimately in control of what they do and what they say and how they give information about them, whether it's verbal or visual.
So I think this shows that it's an important issue, and the balance overall that we've had in the community of practice between working on ourselves and building our own personal skill sets and now complementing those skill sets with practical skills that are related to the law and school policy provides a nice, blending together of what it is we need to do to most effectively support young people with their sexual health and wellbeing. So we look forward to next month. In next month's workshop, what we're going to do is wrap up all of the separate topics that we've been looking at over the last year, using the Sex and Ethics framework, each of those 4 steps within it, to get an overall picture of how have we changed as practitioners, what are we doing differently, and how might we continue this into the future.